Hi, y'all. It's Wendy Wisdom coming to you with my perspective and my review of the movie A Fall from Grace on Netflix, written and produced by Tyler Perry. So, here we go, y'all. So, first of all, Tyler Perry, thank you so much for showing us a positive, loving, and nurturing relationship in the movie. The attorney, she had a positive, loving relationship with her boyfriend, who was a police officer. He was supportive. He spoke truth to her. He spoke to her in love, even when she yelled at him, when she didn't want to have her dinner at the table. He did not match fire with fire. He was very loving. I just love to see the light and positive energy of black love on film. Also, then you took it to another extreme and showed us that toxic love between Shannon and Grace, but we'll get there. So, also, the plot twist was dope. You could have never told me that you knew what was going to happen at the end. I would not believe you because I was fooled, okay? So, great plot twist. Also, Tyler Perry touched on some very great social issues, elderly abuse, the elderly being raped financially, the elderly being mistreated and not cared for properly, which is elderly abuse. And that's just something we don't talk about. Also, for the public defenders of the world, we have some great public defenders. I used to work with a lot of attorneys. You know, I'm just going to say this. Hopefully, this movie inspired some of you public defenders to do your due diligence and thoroughly and effectively represent your clients, okay? Because, every now and again, we need a little nudge and a little motivation to remind us that we see y'all, okay? We getting good and tired of being nervous when our loved one tells us they have to get a public defender. We be like, oh, Jesus. Lord, let's get into deep prayer. We're tired of getting scared. So please represent your clients to the best of your ability and do your due diligence. Represent your client. That's all I'm going to say about that. Moving right along. So, also, the movie showed a successful woman, successful in her own right. Her name was Grace. She was a divorcee. She was fine. She had a great career. She'd been at her job for a long time. She was a homeowner. Her house was paid off. She just was single and ready to mingle. And, she didn't know where to start, what to do, because she had been single for 7 years since her divorce. So her good girlfriend, played by Felicia Rashad, was like, hey, you should go to this art gallery. Not even knowing the whole time it was a setup. Ladies, you got to use discernment. Please use discernment always. I know our girlfriends mean as well. Sometimes you still have to go to God with your requests for knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and also pay attention to red flags, and also don't let nobody love bomb you. What Shannon did in that movie, when he met Grace at the art gallery, and then after she left, the next day he sent a rose and a painting to her job. Let me tell you something. If I don't give you my job address, if I don't give you that kind of access to me, don't look for my job, don't send nothing to my job, don't come near my job, okay? I don't operate like that. But that's just me. So, you ladies, I understand sometimes it gets a little lonely, but you have to know when it's too much too soon. That is a red flag. Too much too soon is nothing but love bombing and impending doom, okay? You all need it. Tell somebody to slow down, pump their brakes. If you setting a boundary, it's going to turn a guy off. Or men, if you're setting a boundary with a woman who wants to be clingy and get all of your time too much too soon, if she's upset with your boundary, you don't need that person. Keep it moving. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Anyway, so yeah, the guy Shannon turned out to be trash. Excuse me. He turned out to be a narcissist. He used and abused Grace. He stole $370 something thousand dollars from her employer. She worked at a bank. He also took out a mortgage on her house, basically, causing her to almost lose her house. Her job was threatening to press charges against her if they didn't get the money back. He did not care. He knew all along and tried to fake help her find the money. Also, he had a young woman that he had in the house, in the bed, naked with this young lady, and told the young lady that Grace was his mama and pushed Grace out the room. Could you imagine coming home from a Negro you know already done stole 300 something thousand dollars from you? You done lost your good job, and he in your house with a woman getting his groove on. You tell me that you're not going to snap and bust somebody upside their head, because what he did was, after he let the little side chick out the house, he let Grace know, you owe me that money, okay? I elevated, or I added to your dry life. I mean, he just cold disrespected Grace. And as any sensible person would do, they'd have a temporary break from sanity, and some things may happen. I do not promote domestic violence. I'm just saying I understand why she grabbed the baseball bat. That's all I'm saying. So I just thought that was very timely and appropriate. And I kept thinking to myself, Grace ain't killed nobody. Where the body at? Grace, child, long as his body was gone, I didn't kill nobody. I ain't did nothing. I don't know what y'all talking about. The only thing I wish would have happened differently is that I wish the attorney would have talked more about what Grace experienced in that toxic relationship to have driven her to snap. Okay, to hit him, bust him upside his head. I just wish that would have been talked about during the trial and while everything was being presented in court. Also, the toxic mothering. This is the last thing that I will touch on. The toxic mothering that was displayed between Shannon and his mama, which is the reason why we have a lot of narcissists out here now, and guys who are takers, guys who don't want to be held accountable for anything because they got a mama who've over-mothered them. They've been under-fathered, and they really got a lot of unresolved mommy issues. And so they take that out on good women. And when you try to encourage him or challenge a little bit of something, he's not trying to be held accountable. He feels entitled. He done had a woman accommodate and tolerate and enable him all his life. How dare you come about and try to make him pay bills and make him tell the truth and be honest and act like he got some integrity? It's not going to happen. So that's my take of the movie A Fall from Grace. It was awesome. I love it.